I know that it was always going to be a tall order to beat Real Madrid by 3 goals at the Bernabeu, but I can't be the only one slightly disappointed in that Liverpool performance. I thought they really lost their edge. They looked a shadow of themselves, especially from the team we've seen the past few seasons. I mean, going into the game, I always thought if there's going to be a team that could recover and salvage a 3 goal deficit in the Champions League, it would be Liverpool or it would be Real Madrid. And we're seeing both of them come together. But Liverpool just did not look themselves. Don't get me wrong, they had chances, but they lacked all type of clinicality. They lacked their edge. They looked jaded. They looked like a team that looked lost. And for a game that literally their season was riding on, they're not going to win the Premier League. They're already out the FA Cup and Carabao Cup's finished. This was their season-defining game, and they just went into it naive, innocent, and without any purpose. And they got exactly what they deserve. Liverpool crashed out of the Champions League in the round of 16, and will and truly potentially put an end to their season as they're now only really fighting for top 4. As always, let me know your thoughts match in the comment section down below. I'd absolutely love to hear it. And if you're new around and you love football related content, this is the place to be. Make sure you subscribe down below on my road to 2,000 subscribers. I especially want to hear you Liverpool fans. What are you thinking regarding this game? I mean, going into it, was I confident? Absolutely not. I can't lie to you. I thought it was over, especially given the fact that even if Liverpool did score, I backed Real Madrid to get goals, because away from home, Liverpool's form has been absolutely shocking. And we know just how devastating that Real Madrid attack is. Benzema, Vinicius, they are just liquid up there, man. And it was a really back and forth game. I think the first 20 minutes was unbelievable. Really lived up to the billing. Chances for both sides. Alisson making top saves. Liverpool getting attacks as well and just not quite being able to finish their dinner. But then after that, Real Madrid really started to assert themselves and slow the game down and really start to dictate tempo. And then it became a really slow, methodological game. And it just wasn't really going anywhere, to be honest, man. I think that Liverpool, did they huff and puff? Really? I'd be disappointed, man. I'm infuriated. I'm not even a Liverpool fan. I'm infuriated with that performance. Lack of urgency, lack of desire, lack of wanting to win. It's a team that looks like they've lost all purpose to play for Liverpool anymore. It's a team that's won every competition. That Liverpool side has won every competition. I know Man City have won more Premier Leagues than them, but Liverpool have won the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, Community Shield, the Club World Cup. Any competition you can win, they've won under Jurgen Klopp. And I think it's taken their toll on that team because they just don't seem to care anymore. And it's a bold thing to say, but I genuinely just don't believe this Liverpool team cares anymore. They need a massive refresh. They need new faces in. Mo Salah today, man, he's meant to be their star player. He looked lost. Looked completely lost. He's getting the ball and he's just not making things happen. He's walking at times, lacks all type of danger. Nunes next to him can't finish. They've got Gakpo who looks nothing like the Mane they've had in the past. It's just a Liverpool team that just is a shadow of themselves, a complete and utter shadow of themselves. So where do they go now? I mean, they were completely outfought today by Real Madrid. Every second ball Real Madrid were winning. And to rub salt in the wounds, both teams weren't exactly playing well, yet Real Madrid still found a way to score at the end through Benzema. And it was just crazy circus clown-like defending. And no one stops Vinicius, and he pokes it to the side for Benzema to tap into an empty net. And if Alisson didn't have a great game, making some brilliant saves, it could have been more goals. And it just goes to show something is not clicking at Liverpool. They've clearly lost the gear, and they're not the same team from previous seasons. What can they do? Do they address it? Do they bring in some midfielders? People keep saying, oh, the injuries, Diaz is out. I don't think it's injuries. I genuinely don't. I just think this Liverpool team has lost all design and has lost the will to play for anymore. I think they're just past their sell-by date. Like, you need a refresh every now and then. This Liverpool team they don't have the urgency, they don't have the want to play and win anymore. I don't see it. I know they beat United 7-0 at Anfield, but look, that's one of those games. United, you're always going to be up for a derby. They went out to Bournemouth a week later. Now against Real Madrid, they crash out of the Champions League, losing 6-2 on aggregate. I don't care who you play, you can't lose 6-2 on aggregate, man. That's a poor look from Liverpool. And this summer, they need a refresh. A refresh of the whole team, man. From back to front. They don't need to just bring in some midfielders. They need to refresh everything. Honestly, I think Salah should go in the summer. Get rid of him, man, and start building a new squad. Because if they're going to keep Jurgen Klopp, his same instructions are falling on deaf ears now. Then he needs to bring a new crop of players in, and they need to go again. Because this Liverpool team is getting dormant. This is bad. This is worse than that season after they won the league where that one you can blame on injuries. That one, because that was just one of those things. Van Dijk got an ACL, he was out for the whole season. They had injuries galore. That's the reason they scraped the third place finish and got Champions League. This season is something different. This season is just poor from Liverpool by all accounts. This is just a complete fall off. They look a shadow of themselves and they need brand new players to fix it up, man. In terms of moving on to Real Madrid and moving on to the Champions League, I mean, the way I see it, Champions League this season, there's four really good teams. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Manchester City and Napoli. Then you've got four like average teams. Chelsea, Inter Milan, AC Milan and Benfica. I think it's going to be a brilliant last day of the Champions League, man. I'm praying for Man City, Napoli. I'd absolutely love to see that fixture. I think it'd be unbelievable, man. I want to see this Kvaratskhelia guy up against Kyle Walker, Osimhen as well. I think it'd be a brilliant fixture. But either way, I'd be excited to see what it is. Who's my money on? To be honest, I think it's either going to be Man City that win it. I never think Man City going to win the Champions League, but this season I just got a funny feeling they're going to pull out a Champions League winner. I don't know what it is. I feel like they need to. There's a lot of urgency. I think that squad is kind of built now to win the Champions League. They've brought in Erling Haaland, who's a match winner. We saw him bag 5 goals yesterday. An absolute robot up front. So I think Man City might have the edge. If not, Real Madrid, you can never count them out. I mean, we saw what they've been doing in seasons gone by. Just scoring goals out of nowhere. They're a completely different side in the Champions League, it seems, despite their poor form in La Liga. And Bayern Munich, we know they just keep firing. And Napoli are one of the most informed teams in the world right now. So either way, it's going to be an interesting Champions League. We're through to the quarterfinals, but Liverpool will not be there. As always, let me know your thoughts on the match in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts on Liverpool. Do you think that it's the end of the road for them? What needs to change for them to go again next season? And do you think they're getting top 4? And as always, if you enjoy football-related content, this is the place for me. Make sure you subscribe down below. My road to 2,000 subscribers. I've been Football. See you all in my next video.